What if I told you it's not the traffic jam, the rejection, or the spilled coffee that's ruining your day? It's a single invisible habit you're performing hundreds of times without even realizing it. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how to break it. This isn't about thinking positive. This is a powerful psychological technique called cognitive reframing. It's a core component of cognitive behavioral therapy used to help people manage anxiety and depression. And it works because it's not about changing the events in your life, but changing the meaning you give them. We all have an internal narrator, a voice in our head that interprets everything that happens to us. But for many of us, that narrator is a professional critic, finding the worst possible angle on every situation. This leads to stress, anxiety, and that feeling of being completely stuck. Think about the last time you felt really frustrated or anxious. What was the story you told yourself about that situation? Keep that in mind, because by the end of this video, you'll have a tool to rewrite that story completely. We're going to cover a simple 3-step process to reframe any negative thought. And make sure you stick around, because at the end, I'll share the single most common thought trap that almost everyone falls into, and how to spot it instantly. You can't fix a problem you don't know you have. The first step is simply turning on the lights. Step 1 is to catch the thought. Most of our negative reactions are triggered by automatic negative thoughts, or ANTs. They just pop into our heads without us even noticing. These thoughts are usually based on irrational patterns called cognitive distortions. Think of them as glitches in your brain. The goal here is to become aware of them without trying to stop them. A simple way to practice this is with a thought journal. When you feel a strong negative emotion like anxiety or anger, just pause and ask, what thought did I just have to make me feel this way? Write it down without judgment. The act of writing it down separates you from the thought. It takes it from being a fact about you to an object that you can actually observe. Now that you've caught the thought, it's time to put it on trial. Step 2 is to check the thought. This is the most crucial step. You have to remember, a thought is not a fact. It's just a sentence in your head. Here we become a detective and investigate the thought's validity. Ask yourself these questions. Let's use an example. Say your boss walks past you in the hall without saying hello. These automatic thoughts make you think, my boss is mad at me. Let's put that on trial. Is it 100% true you know they're mad at you? No. What's the evidence for it? Well, she had a serious expression. Okay, what's the evidence against it? She was walking really fast. She was looking at her phone. Maybe she didn't even see me. Maybe she's just having a stressful day that has nothing to do with me. See what just happened? The initial thought feels overwhelming and personal, but the investigation reveals it's probably not true, or at least it's not the only possibility. This step creates distance. It turns you from a puppet of your thoughts into the investigator in charge. So that's how you check any thought. But to make this even easier, you need to know about the most common thought criminals your brain produces. Recognizing them is like having a cheat sheet for your own mind. First up is the all or nothing thinking. This is seeing things in black and white. You're not perfect, so you're a total failure. There's no middle ground. You eat a cookie and your thought is, well, the whole diet is ruined. Might as well eat the whole box. Next is catastrophizing, or magnification. This is the brain's drama queen. It takes a small negative event and predicts the absolute worst case scenario. You make one typo in an email and your brain fast forwards to you being fired, losing your home, and living in a van by the river. Number 3 is mind reading. This is where you assume what other people are thinking, and it's almost always negative. Your friend checks their phone while you're talking, and you think, they must find me boring, when in reality, they could be waiting for an important message from their sick cat's vet or something. You just don't know. Then we have the overgeneralization. This is taking one single negative event and turning it into a never-ending pattern of defeat. You have one bad date and you figure, see, this always happens. I'm just bad at dating, and I'll be alone forever. You're letting a single data point define your entire future. And finally, the infamous should statements. This is when you have a fixed set of rules for how other people should act. When reality doesn't line up with your rules, you feel guilty or you get angry and resentful at others. You say things like, I should be further in my career. He should have called me back by now. These shoulds are a recipe for constant disappointment. Okay, so you've caught the thought and you've checked it. Maybe even identified it as one of the most wanted. Now, for the final, most empowering step, step 3 is to change the thought. This isn't about lying to yourself or some type of toxic positivity. It's about finding a more balanced, accurate, and helpful perspective. Let's go back to the boss example. The old thought was, my boss is mad at me. A reframed thought is not, my boss loves me. That's not necessarily true either. A balanced reframed thought is, there are many possible reasons my boss didn't say hi, and most of them have nothing to do with me. I'll assume things are fine unless I get clear evidence otherwise. Another one, you're stuck in traffic. The automatic thought would be, this is a disaster, my whole morning is ruined. The reframed thought, this is frustrating but out of my control. I'll let my meeting know I'm running late and use this time to listen to that podcast I've been saving. You're not denying the reality of the situation, that traffic sucks. You're just choosing a response that serves you better. You are the author of your internal story. Okay, so it's time to deliver on my promise. What is the single most common sneaky thought trap of them all? It's emotional reasoning. This is the assumption that because you feel something very strongly, it must be true. I feel anxious, so something terrible must be about to happen. I feel like an idiot, so I must be one. It's the most convincing lie that your brain tells you because it uses your own emotion as evidence. But now you know feelings are not facts. You have to check them. So now you have the complete 3-step framework. Catch the thought, check the thought, and change the thought. You can use this simple process to break free from those negative thought loops, lower your daily stress, and take back control of your own mind. Now that you know how to reframe your thoughts, the next step is building the habit so it becomes automatic. To help with that, I'm working on another video on the 5-minute daily journaling routine that will lock this skill in for life. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.